Same, the sounds is the same, but we can, after a couple of vodkas, we'll communicate with Russians. Like this, you need to have some basics to know. You might guess what they are talking about, okay? So it's just the sound and just the grammar, which is the same. The vocabulary is completely different. Up to 14th century, we had one royal family ruling us, but they had a daughter. They didn't have son. That's why it was decided to marry our queen with a king from our neighbor, nowadays Lithuania. Lithuania in 14th century was huge because nowadays Belarus and Ukraine belong to them. So we married those two and we made union out of our two countries. But then 16th century again problem of children. So we start electing kings. We take mostly foreigners because we say that once we are one of the biggest countries in Europe and you take foreigner to be your king, there's a chance that he will not at least attack you and he will be kind of friend. But in 16th century it didn't work because the Swedish king that we elected was fighting for the crown of Sweden, and this was the one who brought the capital, Stanisław Zygmunt Vasa, who brought the capital from Krakow to Warsaw. It didn't work. Swedish army came over here and robbed the country completely. So once you are traveling around Poland and you will see ruin, it's not after Second World War, it's after Swedish invasion in 16th century. At that time, Baltic Sea, which is the north of the country, froze. So it was easy to get to Poland. At that time. Okay. 18th, due to the politics and of 18th century, we are divided. First of all, this land is Prussia, then independent for short time thanks to Napoleon and the liberty movement, Vienna Congress, but very quickly Russians take us over. So as I told you before, this was part of Russia up to 1918. And you can already see a huge statue on your right hand side, a few meters high. Okay, that's Marshal Józef Piłsudski. We will approach him in a second, but I can already tell you who he was. 1918, we're getting independence from Russia, but 2 years later, Russians want to conquer Western Europe, and of course they have to cross Poland to get here. He managed to stop the huge Russian army in Poland. He's called Marshal Józef Piłsudski. We call it a miracle of Vistula river. Afterwards, due to a revolution, he took over the control, and he was living where the kings are living right now. The presidents are living right now in Belvedere. So he's done a lot. He stopped the huge Russian army. That's why his monument is so big. Okay, right.